Okay, everyone, welcome back to your second section today, everyone. Yeah, and today you are going to study the new lesson, lesson 4, Voyage, to Mars. Okay. Um, so if we teacher review back what you have learned about the infinitive yesterday, everyone. Here, you know that teacher have already explained you a lot about some of the specific verb and use with the specific form as well. When to use the to infinitive with the objects, sometimes no to, sometimes with to, sometimes the verb need the object. Okay, and beside today as well, we also learn about the the adjective, some adjective that are followed by the followed by the to infinitive, like impossible, like it was impossible to go back. Okay, like the word generous, funny, glad, happy, hard, honest. Okay, like crazy is example, or clever. Um, you also have to remember as well, because of a teacher used to inform you that remember is the best way to recognize the grammar and the part of the grammar also. Okay. So without further ado, we going to talk about our new lesson today, everyone. Okay, so open the book on page 58. Okay, Voyage to Mars. Have you ever known about Mars, everyone? Okay, so in this lesson, you are going to talk about the space travel and describe about what would be required for a trip to Mars. And the vocabulary, you are going to study the word like inventor, like extract, like in spite of, like permanently, like telescope, voyage, okay, atmosphere, conduct, soil, and analysis. Okay. And what about the grammar that you are going to study in this lesson 4 about the model 2? So the model 1 you have learned last time about can and could. And what about the model 2 in this time? Okay, you will see in the next video. Okay. Without before going to deeply to our authentic text, so teacher would like you to respond with the 2 questions. The first question is that what do you know about Mars? Okay. And number 2, are you interested in news about space exploration? Mm-hmm. So to know about this answer, you can go back to this authentic text here, everyone. So today lesson, teacher just only focus on the authentic text, and for the classwork, you are going to respond with the question in part 2 and part 3. So part 2, you talk about the question after you read. Okay, so part 3, you check the 5 statements below that are true according to the information in the reading. Okay, so you can go to the question first if you want to answer quickly, or you want to start the reading first, it's okay. But now let's go with me, everyone. We have the same keyword like the word insight here, like the brief note. Insight is the abilities to understand what something is really like. Okay, called insight. So this is by Professor, Maxims Abramout. Okay, he wrote about the 4 best reasons to plan on manned voyage to Mars. Okay, so number one, they focus on about search for life. Okay, the number two, to understand our own planet, and number three, to plan for mankind's future, and number four, to inspire young people. The concept is from the you know the, from the European country, like the billionaire who planned to send people to live in Mars. He is Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk. He is the billionaires that he invests with the U.S. to send people to live there. So we are waiting to see that whether is it true that in the future people can live in the Mars. Even we are now don't know uh, much about our Earth, but the scientists and the billionaire, they have the ambitious to explore the new world for the people or for the human to live. Okay, so what the first point about to search for life, everyone? So can you see here, like, could there be life on Mars, past or present? This is one of the most thrilling questions in science today. Those our powerful telescope and robotics spacecraft have been very helpful in studying Mars. They can't answer it. To see Mars in enough detail, we must send people there to conduct direct research. Okay. So in the first point, they mentioned about search for life in Mars, but they still feel doubt and not so sure without direct research. And if we depend on the telescope, robotics, spacecraft, they just mentioned that this is not enough to see the detail of the Mars. And the number two, to understand our own planet. So why it related to our own planet? Even if there is no life on Mars, it has a lot to teach us. Those it colder and it more like Earth than any other known planet. Its temperature ranged from minus 130 Celsius to 20 Celsius. It has a 24 hours days, ice at its pole, and seasons, just like we do. That interesting, the temperature in Mars, minus 130 Celsius to 20 Celsius, and has 20-hour like us also, like we have like ice at the pole as well, and the season. Just like and it used to be warm and wet. In Cambodia we are in the tropical seasons, hot and wet, but they're warm and wet. With a thick atmosphere like Earth, analysis of Mars might give us insight into our own homes and how to take care of it. Okay, for number three is that to plan for mankind's future. So in spite of our best effort, Earth may not always be a comfortable home for us. If we ever need to live permanently somewhere else, Mars is the best candidate. It's fairly close and it has waters. Because of the cold, we used to think all the waters there must be ice. But In 2015, scientists discovered that liquid waters might exist on Mars. And water can also be extracted from Martian soil. Plus, its gravity is 38% as strong as Earth. So we ought to be able to adapt. And number 4, to inspire young people, having an exciting, ambitious goal is the best motivation. A plan to travel to Mars should inspire a whole new generation of scientists, engineers, and inventors to aim high and achieve great things. So this is the 4 best reason, okay, for planning a man voyage to Mars from the Professor Maxims, Abramow. Okay, so what do you understand from this authentic text, everyone? They have shown about the different, the idea, some the concept to live in Mars, and they also compare between Mars and Earth as well with the temperature, seasons, and the 24 hours day. And in 2015, the scientists, they discovered, liquid waters might exist, just might exist, not exist. So in this lesson for the grammar, you will learn about might, okay, the modal 2, and the last message from the writer. They just want to inspire young people. Young people here is focus the young generation of the scientists, okay, engineers, and the inventor to aim high and achieve the great thing on their new exploration with Mars. So teacher would like you to read this authentic text again, and you have to answer the 2 part of the question. Like part 1 is talk about the question after you read. So the first question: do you agree that the possibilities of life on Mars is one of the most thrilling topics in science? What are some others? Question number 2, how likely do you think it is that people will have to leave Earth? Why? Number 3, which of these reasons, okay, to go to Mars do you think is the best one? So we have 4 reasons, so you have to choose one. Which one is the best reason to you, everyone? And the question number 3, you just take the 5 statements below that are true according to the information in the reading. So the first question: telescope and robotics spacecraft have brought us important information about Mars. Number 2, at times Mars has temperatures similar to those on Earth. Okay, the length of the days on Mars is the same as on Earth. Mars is now wetter and has a thicker atmosphere than our planet does. Number 5, people might have to leave Earth and build homes on Mars someday. Number 6, it is not possible to take waters from the soil of Mars. And number 7, gravity is stronger on Mars than on Earth. Number 8, the ideas of going to Mars could motivate young people to accomplish a lot. Okay, so teacher would like to say goodbye everyone and see you tomorrow. Okay.